Today, I'd like to talk about the process of learning a new skill or starting a new discipline. Although I'll be using my own journey learning guitar as a reference, I feel that the following themes are applicable to numerous hobbies, sports, and arts. I hope that it aids you on your path and helps you to stay motivated. There are 4 stages of competence, as proposed by Broadwell in 1969. The first is unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. You can't play well and you don't know why, or how to begin getting better. At this stage, I urge you to keep playing and to find your own fun. There was a time, before centuries of theory, when people learned only by doing. Next comes conscious incompetence. You know what you don't know and what you're doing wrong. You can't play well, but you have some clues as to why and where you should direct your efforts. Then you achieve conscious competence. You can play well when you set your mind to it and are beginning to understand the ins and outs of the discipline. Finally, if you are lucky, you will reach unconscious competence. You can play well even when you are distracted or when thinking about other things. You have truly progressed on your road to mastery, though the journey is far from over. It is worth mentioning that this last section is the most troubling for the behaviorist, an out-of-fashion school of psychology favored by names like Watson and Skinner. Behaviorists believe that internal mental states can be explained through external behavior. However, unconscious competence then becomes difficult to explain, as the only means of learning whether a guitarist is thinking about the song they're playing or what they'll have for lunch is to ask them. The journey through the 4 stages of competence can be roughly charted by a learning curve. In the beginning, at the start of the curve, your skills improve rapidly. You learn a wealth of new vocabulary and techniques as you dip your toes into a skill. For guitar, this might be represented in learning a handful of chords and rhythms and beginning to work on soloing and single-note passages. After some time, you hit your first plateau. You don't see any daily progress, and the only thing between you and further improvement is a rigorous and routine practice without visible effect. It is important to stay motivated and to honestly consider your goals. Then you break through, another bolt of success, and you're climbing again. Perhaps now you've memorized the fretboard and learned some music theory. You can learn songs by ear and jam with your friends. But the plateaus become more frequent and longer. The more you know and the better you are, the harder it is to improve. Proper application of learned skills is an additional challenge. Professionals practice for hours or more every day just to keep their skills, to not slide backward. How does one stay motivated when a plateau might last longer than a year? One easy way for guitarists to remember how it was when they started is simply to flip the guitar to their off hand. It will come as a surprise how awkward it feels, and mentally inverting the strings is a workout. You will be able to feel a reminder of your novice self and chart your progress. I like to draw on a few passages from the book Zen Guitar by Philip Toshio Sudo whenever I am feeling discouraged. I'll paraphrase my favorite section. First, you are a beginner with a white belt. It is important to maintain the beginner's mind and to be open to learning. Over much time, study and practice, you might find yourself with a black belt and be decent in your discipline. At this point, you owe it to yourself, the you who practiced diligently all those years, to be as good as you possibly can be at your art. You must train until your black belt is weathered and frayed, with the dye worn off, and you stand once again with a white belt and a beginner's mind. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your learning journey.